When you think of the state of Indiana,
Oh, no.
what do you think of? What comes to mind?
Flyover. Corn.
Corn?
Midwest.
Well, you know what I think of?
Okay.
I think
what?
of United States Senator Mike Braun.
All right.
Specifically, how he wants the Supreme Court to overturn Loving v. Virginia, a Supreme Court case that legalized interracial marriage. If y'all didn't see recently,
My God,
Mike Braun was talking with a reporter, and he said it should be a states' rights issue. It should be an issue that states can decide. They can vote on it.
This is really the hill he chose to die on.
Yeah.
Really.
He later walked it back, but I do not take that for a second.
I was gonna say I had saw some shit where people were like, "How do you accidentally say that interracial marriage is bad?"
And the question was because his excuse was like, "Well, I didn't understand what the reporter was asking." You know,
Yeah,
I don't get
okay,
it.
I just accidentally
But
said.
If you listen to the audio, which I did, he said, "So you think that the states should handle interracial marriage?" And he was like, "Yes."
Unequivocally,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
This is
Completely
not a gap.
Completely unambiguous answer.
Didn't some dude in the Federalist also like write an article saying that shit should be overturned?
Probably. I mean,
we know the
but
Federalist.
if you ever hear a senator or any right winger talk about how the state should decide, like individual states should decide things like interracial marriage, it just means they don't want black and white people to marry.
Oh no, literally.
Like it's just some like
It's
racist shit.
it's the gay marriage decision. It's everything, honestly.
But I got another one for you.
Oh no.
When you think of the state of Texas,
Okay.
what do you think of?
Big. Everything's bigger in Texas. Bigotry is bigger in Texas.
I would agree because I think of United States Senator John Cornyn when
Okay.
he said in Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination hearing that just happened that we'll talk extensively about.
Oh, that's this episode right here.
Yeah, he said that he thinks the state should be able to decide what they do with gay marriage. He said the state should be able to decide if they want to recognize non-traditional marriages.
Dog, why? Guys, I know it's not an option right now, and it really doesn't hurt anybody that the states aren't deciding this, but like on principle.
Yeah, his whole argument was like, well, where in the Constitution does it say that the Supreme Court can just decide what happens?
Where in the
with marriages?
Constitution does it say that gay people can get married?
Where in the Constitution does it say anything about marriage, big dog? Where does it say that
yeah.
traditional marriages are the only ones?
Oh.
He just hates gay
Christ.
people. Imagine hating gay people and hating marriage equality. Not us.
Not over here.
Not us.
When someone says they don't like gay people, I don't play that. You know what I mean?
Not us. Not us. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I hope you're ready for an absolutely loaded episode.
You know how we love talking about the Supreme Court here.
Oh, yeah, we're back on our Supreme Court nonsense,
That's
if
right.
you will.
That's right.
But before we get into the episode, I got to ask y'all. I have to.
Okay.
I'm morally obligated. I have
All right.
a moral duty to do this. You got to go check out the Patreon, the YouTube,
got
the
to.
TikTok, the social medias.
All of them.
It's all in the description of this
Facts.
episode. Whether you're listening to the audio or the YouTube, it's there. Check it out.
Leave some
have to.
comments on the YouTube because we didn't get any on the last fucking video.
Yeah, you're
Ridiculous.
you're required to do this. If you're watching this,
If
you have
you're
a moral
watching,
obligation.
Literally just write anything. You could say anything right down there.
Yeah, this episode we're gonna get into a big discussion on Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination hearing because it was
very
disgusting.
professional. A lot of professional decorum going around. You know.
We'll get into some potential election crime, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause,
Oh,
we
yes.
love to
we
talk
will.
about crime.
Oh, yeah. We're just big Supreme Court justice episode.
But before we get into that, we gotta read our 5-star reviews because we got a couple of
We
those.
got two of them.
Another
we
way
got
to help
two of
out
them
the
this
show,
week.
Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. We'll read it on the show. We got two this week.
Rate us on Spotify if that's your preferred form of listening.
Yeah. So our first one, subject: a lot of things are putrid, but this pod isn't one of them. By Olivia.
What can I say?
They say the show is amazing. The hosts are witty and knowledgeable, yet are willing to acknowledge they don't know everything, which is refreshing. I think I know everything now. Let me just rebut that.
You say, yeah, you may think that, but
Yeah, let me just clear the air real quick. Continuing on, thank you guys for covering abortion bills in your recent episode. As someone with a higher chance of miscarriage, I am terrified of how the criminalization of abortion might result in punishment for miscarriages, so your coverage means a lot. Keep up the great work, guys. Hey, you know what we do.
You know what we do.
Raise awareness on all of these issues. That's the goal.
Us. That's us.
That's always the goal. Our other review, though, title 5-star review by Gat Spider-Man.
Excellent.
Clayton here. Love your speedrun any percents of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Here's to getting a new tire and a spare so that you can continue to work on the Lord's Day.
Hey, what can I say, dog? We got the new tire secured, and then I had to take it back immediately because I had some more car troubles because I also got an oil change that day, right? And I drive away, and my oil light's red. It has never been red before. So I keep driving. I'm like, oh, whatever. Maybe the sensor just needs time to reset. That was a fucking lie. It's like an hour later, I take it back. Bro says that they just forgot to put the cap on, and so oil leaked everywhere, right? So they got it cleaned up for me. No cap whatsoever. They got it cleaned up for me, right? And then I had to take it back yesterday. I about shit myself, like just driving around because my car, there was just a fucking scraping noise. Just anytime I got to like over 50, and it turned out my skid plate was just fucked.
Dang.
Shit was just bent out of place. Just
you gotta love this car-dependent infrastructure.
That's what I was getting at. That's really what I was getting at. This
if you
is
could
why
just take a bus anywhere, it wouldn't be a problem.
I know. This is why I'm on high-speed rail supremacy.
Exactly. If you could have just taken, a 30-minute train ride from Lansing to here, it would have been different.
That's what I'm saying.
It would have been different.
God.
But no, we live in America where big parking lots dominate literally all of our
exactly.
cities.
Big bell tire is just in the pockets of every senator right now, just absolutely decimating.
Big bell tire.
Big bell tire, absolutely decimating car independent infrastructure bills.
All right, so before we get into our discussion on Ketanji Brown Jackson's hearing, let's do a quick speedrun of Russia-Ukraine.
We get to break our speedrun any percent record with this one.
Exactly. We're about to break our record. So there's not too much to talk about with Russia-Ukraine just because the situation is about the same. But, we got to bring it up just because it's important. So here's some quick updates for you. First, Russia has reportedly begun focusing almost entirely on eastern Ukraine because the invasion has gone very poorly for them. But this comes right after missiles were reported to have hit Lviv, which is one of the furthest west cities in Ukraine, which is also pretty close to Poland. Comparably to the other cities that have been attacked. So that's something interesting. And also Biden was in Poland recently, meeting with, NATO troops, NATO allies, that kind of thing. And he gave a speech in Warsaw where he said that, quote, Putin cannot stay in power. So that's interesting.
Oh, wow. I love escalating conflicts when you do not have to.
And then right after that, the State Department released a statement that was like, well, but we're not for regime change, though. Because, historically, we've never been doing regime change anywhere in the world.
No better than Lindsey Graham.
And if you're listening to this, don't take this as an excuse to be like, oh, wow, so you support Putin? No. Because
unequivocally, no.
Just an aside, we've been posting various takes on our TikTok about Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Some making fun of Hillary Clinton and her statements on Russia and Ukraine. Some saying how bad Putin is and how you need to support him
we've got
Ukraine and stuff.
We've got I don't know, anywhere between 3 to 5 clips on the TikTok from us on the pod talking about how we do not support Putin. The invasion is very bad. And then we post one clip where we're making fun of a Hillary Clinton tweet.
Yeah, but the war crimes Russia.
And everybody gets up in arms like, oh, so you support Putin? I hate the app. I hate it so much.
Exactly. Obviously we don't support Putin, but Hillary Clinton's an absolute idiot.
Exactly.
So there's room in my head for both.
Exactly. There's room in my head to make fun of everybody here.
Yeah, I'm consistently anti-imperialist.
It's a bad situation everywhere around. I will bully imperialists.
Yeah. Anyway, news coverage on Ukraine, Russia has kind of died down from what I've noticed.
Nothing's
it's not as prominent
happened
anymore.
Crazy, I don't think.
But a few days ago did mark the 1 month. 1 month anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine.
Oh, the month anniversary.
They
posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Happy 1 month, babe. But yeah, it's been 1 month since the start of the invasion. We'll keep an eye on it. But for right now, nothing crazy for us to report on this day, March 27th, Sunday.
Okay. Hopefully they don't last. Hopefully it breaks up pretty quickly. Hopefully it fizzles out.
Before we have to get involved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Before we got to go to the Ukrainian embassy, sign up, and then step foot on the sweet soil.
Exactly. Anyway, let's get into the big news story of the week.
Okay.
Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination hearing. So, as we all know, hearings for Judge Jackson have been happening throughout the week because she's probably going to be the next Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
At least by the way that it seems as of right now. And she just completed her Q&A session, which is what we're going to focus on.
Oh, yeah. That's so many takes. So many of them.
So, in honor of Judge Jackson, likely being the first black woman ever appointed to the Supreme Court, Let's go through some of the great takes.
Yeah.
that we heard
Isn't
from our
she
favorite
also like
senators.
the 8th woman to ever be on the Supreme Court
Something like that.
out of like the 150 something people to be on the Supreme Court?
You know how it goes with American.
You know how
institutions.
SCOTUS is a very unpolitical, super democratic institution, and they always do what's right, right?
Non-biased body.
Exactly.
It's a non-biased political body. So Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. We're starting off with Ted Cruz. So a little bit of background first. Judge Jackson, she's a member of the school board of a private D.C. school called Georgetown Day School.
Okay.
And it's not unheard of for like political figures to also be members of school boards. Like
Makes
that's not,
sense. Yeah.
I think Amy Coney Barrett was also a member of a school board.
It's like a
before
little
she was appointed.
baby political position too.
Right. So it's not like it's anything out of pocket.
Yeah.
And not anything strange. But Ted Cruz, being the absolute political genius and deviant that he is.
Oh yeah, just the take machine.
He devised a perfect gotcha moment. Because he presented pages from various books from the school that Jackson is a board member at. One such book is titled Anti-Racist Baby.
Okay.
It's a book by Ibram X. Kendi. So you already know that like conservatives are going sicko,
Oh, yeah.
sicko mode, triggered snowflake, crazy mode. Cruz, he says this. He says, quote, one portion of the book says, quote, babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There is no neutrality. Another portion of the book, they recommend that babies confess to being racist. Do you agree this book that is being taught with kids that babies are racist? Do you think
babies are racist?
Are racist? You think babies are racist?
Do you think babies are racist? Bro, shut the fuck up.
It's just a racist baby.
It doesn't matter who you are. Literally, you could be anybody. If you just are arguing against anti-racism in any way, you fucking goofy. You look goofy.
Yeah.
Just saying those two words right there, it's like, but anti-racism is bad.
Yeah. Well, first of all, my first thought is like, why are you against kids reading about anti-racism?
Why are
Like,
you
even
against a book that? Because they love to talk about how critical race theory teaches white kids that they are inherently racist and they're just the scourge of the earth, right? They always talk about that, and then they see a book right here that says, "No, you're not born racist. You're taught these things."
Yes. That's literally
and
the
they
point.
get up in arms about it.
No, that's literally the point of the book is that racism is taught.
Yeah.
Nobody's inherently racist. The book is all about how like policies are the problem, not anything inherent to certain groups of people. And Ted Cruz is still mad about it. But it was really funny. Like it was just like cartoonish.
Yeah.
The way that he had like massive blown up slides. Of the pages
He's
behind
got him right
on,
behind
like,
him.
an
He's got his
easel.
aides flipping out each one. It were fucking ridiculous.
The political discourse is just absolutely incredible. And then he also brings up a number of books on the topic of critical race theory. And he's just like listing off the titles, different books. He's like, these are a part of the curriculum. This is in the library.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? Like, it's just more book banning
Who
shit.
gives a shit?
Right. Like, there's all kinds of books. I'm sure like, there's some Ben Shapiro books in this school somewhere.
Yeah, like, oh my God, it's fucking in the library. Is anyone reading them?
Also, it's a private school. So, like,
Yeah.
what is Ted Cruz going to do about it? I thought he
Yeah.
loves private schools. I thought all the
I
conservatives
thought they
loved
could do
private
whatever the
schools.
fuck they wanted.
Right.
He loves private schools so much he sends his daughter to private school.
A private school which has a mission statement that includes anti-racism, by the way.
Oh no.
So Ted Cruz, I guess, is just funding the
no.
liberal woke agenda. Or maybe it's a grift.
Maybe he's just a dirty fucking liar who will change his position just to keep his position of power. Kind of like during the 2016 election when he hated Trump and then all of a sudden he was on his dick.
Another book titled Stamped, also by
Okay.
Ibram X. Kendi. I think it's interesting. 2 books by Ibram X. Kendi's bringing up. Maybe
Yeah.
he's like, scary black
I mean,
name.
Ibram X. and Kennedy is just one of those authors that conservatives love to hyper focus on. It's like
Yeah.
him and Robin DiAngelo.
I think it's because he's a black man with scary name.
It's probably
That's
probably
the thought
yeah.
process. Same with Ketanji Brown Jackson. Scary name, not normal in our society.
Exactly. It's not a Mark or
Right.
a Steven.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, Ted Cruz, he says, quote, on page 33, it says, can we send all white people back to Europe? And then he said, do you think we should send all white people back to Europe?
I'm sure that is just
it.
wonderfully cherry picked.
Do it. I want
it.
I want nationalized healthcare. Send me back to Europe. No,
Yeah,
but
maybe,
it is.
maybe it wouldn't be too bad.
No, okay. So if you hear a kind of quote that says like, "Can we send all white people back to Europe?" If you're anybody with a brain,
Yeah.
with an ounce of critical thinking and knowledge of American history,
Okay.
you'll know that it's just a spoof of when white supremacists were like, "Let's send black people back to Africa because
Yeah.
cultural assimilation just isn't working."
And the only like activists who actually genuinely bring up that question, nobody fucking takes seriously.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just a moot fucking point.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter.
You gotta love it when Ted Cruz just takes everything completely out of context.
Oh yeah, you gotta love it when he's really honest.
He did that. I don't have this in the show notes, but he also just brought up a quote out of nowhere that Judge Jackson was giving, I think, at like some college admissions or college orientation, like acceptance speech or something to a bunch of college students.
Like a graduation?
Yeah, and she was talking about the interpretation of the Constitution. And she was listing all the different, academic theories when it comes to interpreting law.
Yeah.
And amongst them was critical race theory.
Oh, no.
And so she was listing, constitutional law, different, I don't know all the fucking the theoretical frameworks. Yeah. I don't know all of them. But the last one that Ted Cruz quoted was critical race theory.
Okay.
The quote was much longer, but he stopped it at critical race
theory.
Love
that. Love it. I love that.
So he's just cherry picking every single quote he can find.
That's so fun. And it's just her responses just very well. But her face, just the absolute fucking bewilderment every time she's asked one of these questions. So funny. Oh my God.
Bro, I don't know how she kept her cool.
She's so fed up. I'd have been like, so fed up. And it's like that's another thing I wanted to get into is so many of these questions are so fucking insane, psychotic, and ridiculous. If that was me in the chair, I'd have just been an asshole back to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd have clapped back instantly, but I recognize that she can't or she'll lose Joe Manchin's vote. So
I'm sure she's painfully aware of that
that's
reality.
Like, this whole hearing is just for Joe Manchin. That's it.
Last thing Ted Cruz did, though, is that he said he's a Hispanic man. But if he suddenly identified as an Asian man, or if he transitioned to be a transgender woman, does that mean that he could apply for the scholarships and grants dedicated to women or Asian people?
He said, if I could transition to an Asian man, does that mean I could now be unfairly discriminated due to fucking affirmative action?
Yeah, yeah.
Answer that.
Like, how do you respond? Like, it's so culture war. Like, it's so out of pocket, bro. There's no response that I can even offer to that.
I've seen so many people just comparing this to like Brett Kavanaugh's hearing, but in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
we'll get there.
Oh, look. Okay.
We'll get there. And then after he was done, with his whole performance with Ketanji Brown Jackson, he was actually caught searching his own name on Twitter.
I love it.
It's just absolutely grift culture.
He's a chronic poster.
He's a clout goblin. He's just like me for real.
He's just like me on Twitter with the fingers.
But let's get into Lindsey Graham.
Okay.
He basically used Ketanji Brown Jackson's Supreme Court hearing as his own personal therapy session because he was venting.
He did. He looked like he was gonna cry.
Bro was venting.
Oh my God, you could see the tears forming in his eyes.
So, Lindsey Graham, he seemed particularly disturbed that Ketanji Brown Jackson was receiving better treatment than his friend Brett Kavanaugh did during his trial in 2018. And, maybe it has something to do with the fact that Judge Jackson doesn't have a credible allegation of sexual assault against her.
Yeah.
That could have something to do with it.
Multiple credible allegations. Crazy.
That could have something to do with it. But anyway, he was pretty upset. And he asked Judge Jackson how she would feel if all the senators on the last day of her hearing, the last day of Q&A, ambushed her with information that was, quote, sketchy at best.
Okay.
Without her knowing that she was going to be asked about it. How would you feel?
How would you feel? How would you feel?
How would you feel? And he was very clearly this whole time just trying to bail out Brett Kavanaugh 4 years later.
No, literally, he's running defense for this guy that nobody fucking cares about anymore.
Running defense for a guy, crying about the treatment of a guy that still got approved.
It's like he's just got a personal vendetta for Brett. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like he's just running defense for this guy for absolutely no reason. And of course, like, how do you answer that question?
Oh yeah, like I don't know, Senator. Like,
because it's like at that point the hearing's not even about her. Like she's just there. Like, it's not even her interview anymore. He's just like, well, okay, what if we treated you like we treated this guy 4 years ago?
Yeah,
what then?
Yeah. What would you do? I bet you'd feel really bad. But I bet you'd feel bad about yourself, and I bet you'd go home sad that night.
That's the funny thing, though, is that in saying, like, in getting angry about Democrats making the Brett Kavanaugh trial a spectacle, which I don't even think was that much of a spectacle, but these things are always spectacles.
They're always political. Like, let's be real. Supreme Court hearings, if they have the majority, they're getting in.
Right.
It's just procedural bullshit.
Right. But like in saying he was upset that it was such a spectacle with Brett Kavanaugh, he also just made this another spectacle.
Oh yeah.
Or contributed to it.
Brought it back.
Yeah. Like he was about to cry on the stand.
I feel like Brett maybe didn't even know he was going to do that, and he was caught off guard, you know?
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Lindsey Graham also asked, quote, how faithful are you on a scale of 1 to 10? But not because he actually cared, because Ketanji Brown Jackson's a Protestant. Not because he actually cared, but because he wanted to just go off on a tangent about how Amy Coney Barrett's Catholicism was called into question last time around.
Okay.
Because they were like, would you be able to fairly judge someone who's not a Catholic or something like that?
Yeah.
So it wasn't, again, not even really about Ketanji Brown Jackson. It was just about him being upset about how other conservatives were treated.
My God.
Even though the conservatives he's upset about were the ones who were less qualified than Ketanji Brown Jackson is. So
Lindsey Graham is just a petty bitch. Like, let's be real.
He sucks.
He
Fucking
sucks.
Fool.
He's so messy.
Such
my
an idiot.
goodness.
Such an absolute idiot. So Josh Hawley, though.
Oh yeah,
Josh Hawley.
When he just asked Ketanji, he's like, "But could you really fairly judge a Catholic?
Yeah.
Could you really do that?" He literally looked like he was gonna fucking cry, dude.
I know.
Oh my God, it's like my brother in Christ. You asked the question.
And he wouldn't let her finish.
You asked the question and then you answered for her and got mad. What are you doing?
My brother in Christ. Bro was so mad for no reason.
I know.
Such a fucking fool. How does he keep winning re-election? Oh my goodness.
Where's he from? South Carolina?
Yeah.
That poor state.
That
poor state.
Anyway, Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley was a friend of the show, of course. He was very, very interested in child pornography. For the nomination, of course, for the purposes of the nomination.
Yeah. Just about as interested as Matt Gaetz.
Meanwhile, Matt Gaetz shivering in the corner. Josh Hawley, he brought up 7 child pornography cases in which Judge Jackson sentenced the defendant for less than the federal guidelines suggested and less than what the prosecution had asked for.
All right, because prosecutions notoriously always ask for a fair sentencing and don't always go like, I don't know, maybe way over.
Yeah, historically,
especially in the cases of black men, which is the subject of what this motherfucker is going to bring up.
So Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz, they also joined in on the intense focus of child porn. For the purposes of the nomination.
Yeah. Not just because they love talking about it or anything.
Right. So they were also talking about it during their Q&A, but Josh Hawley was the one that focused on it the most.
Because wasn't he the one that like brought it up initially, like a week ago or something? Okay.
Yeah. And I want to note that many of the judges that other Republicans have already approved in the past to other court seats for federal courts, they also had similar records on child pornography against Ketanji Brown Jackson.
And they did not give a shit.
And they didn't care
right through.
Because judges don't always sentence people to the maximum amount.
Yeah, as they should.
Right. They don't always have to do whatever the prosecution wants. That's the reason they're the judge. And judges don't usually like to have minimums placed on them because, they're a judge. They want to be able to make a decision for themselves. So it's really just a stupid fucking talking point. And they zeroed in on like 7 cases. Yeah. Ketanji Brown Jackson has ruled over many, many, many cases.
She's been judged for a while.
Exactly. But I really do think it's funny that Ted Cruz, of all people, would talk about porn when bro is famous for liking porn on 9/11.
Considering he liked incest porn on 9/11 and shared it on Twitter.
And not to mention that when it comes to like child pornography and stuff, it's so clearly just a dog whistle for QAnoners.
Oh yeah.
And it worked.
Protect
by the
the
way.
Kids, baby.
Yeah, it's this whole dog whistle like Democrats are a cabal of demon worshipping pedophiles that are gonna take your kids and drink
Hillary
their blood.
Clinton's gonna suck the adrenochrome out of your little baby boy's penis.
Exactly, it's just fucking stupid. And of course he like framed it. Josh Hawley framed it as like a good faith line of questioning. Yeah, like I just really care about this topic.
Wow.
But when you zero in on 7 cases,
projecting a little hard there, Josh.
Yeah, you zero in on 7 cases and then don't put it in the context that 1, she's a judge that never goes for the maximum sentence on any crime. Yeah. And also 2, that judges that they've approved previously also had similar sentencing records to Ketanji Brown Jackson. It's just proof that he's just trying to poison the well.
And it's also like her answer, exquisite, by the way. It was just, you guys, my brother in Christ, you set the guidelines.
That was her response, is that it's like, dog, I'm following the law.
Yeah, I'm doing what you all told me to do as a judge. I'm doing my job.
If y'all hate this so much, my brother in Christ, change it.
Why'd you confirm me? Change the law. You can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, moving on to Marsha Blackburn.
Okay.
I think she might be my favorite questioner.
Really? I don't think I've heard anything about her. I think I heard in passing about her line of question, but I didn't see any clips.
So the first thing that she wanted to focus on was she brought up an opinion written by Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay.
Where she said that Ruth Bader Ginsburg just noted that there were some physical differences between men and women.
Oh my God.
Which is true. That's not a wrong statement.
No, okay, yeah.
There's physical differences between me and Gage. We're not the exact
That's
same.
right. That's right.
We're not photocopied. But following that, she asked Jackson, "Can you provide a definition of the word woman?"
Oh, she's the one who asked that? Oh my God.
To which Jackson said, "No, I'm not a biologist." And this caused conservatives to absolutely lose their marbles.
They're just fucking error right in their brains. Just the fucking doom, 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 doom.
No, they went absolutely crazy simply because somebody acknowledged that maybe there's some kind of, I don't know, maybe gender is a loaded concept. Maybe that's loaded terminology.
Maybe there's not a hard line between these two things.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe just coming up and asking someone, all right, define woman, is a little bit of a complicated question.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to say?
Even as a fucking
woman?
like traditionalist conservative, what do you even say? Cook and clean. Like,
probably.
Like, come on.
Someone who listens to me.
Someone who listens to me, cooks for me, cleans for me, acts like my mom but isn't my mom, and then has my baby.
Exactly. I mean, the only real answer to this question is like someone who identifies as a woman.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect a potential judge of the Supreme Court to say that because it literally doesn't matter. Like she's, and that's the whole thing. One of the big themes of this Supreme Court nomination is that a lot of conservatives are getting mad that she's not directly answering every question, but they bailed Amy Coney Barrett out for that so fucking much.
I know.
Every time she danced around a question about abortion or any other substantive topic, they were like, well, she doesn't have to answer it. Like, you're giving her hypotheticals. What is she supposed to say?
These are political questions. She can't answer hypotheticals. Honestly, she's doing a great job.
Exactly. And it's like, I think every judge should just have to answer the questions.
No facts.
Because that would be cool. That'd be really fun.
I also just kind of am just like, she seems very great. Like, her answers were great.
Yeah.
She seems very cool. I fuck with her, which just kind of makes me even more disappointed that she's going to be on the Supreme Court now, because the Supreme Court is just such a dog shit institution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a loss, you know? It's a very long-term investment before anything good can happen from this, especially with a 6-3 majority.
I was going to say, like, she's probably going to be outvoted for most of her time on this
Exactly.
Court.
You really just got to start praying on some people's downfall on that court if you want anything to change.
You really got to start just appointing, like, 8-year-olds to the Supreme Court.
No, literally.
Like,
so this is a long-term investment.
Yeah, and then Marsha Blackburn also brought up Ketanji Brown Jackson's history as a public defender. And this, I think, may have been the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
Because she said, quote, Jackson used her time and talent not to serve our nation's veterans or other vulnerable groups, but to provide free legal services to help terrorists get out of Gitmo and go back to the fight.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
As a public defender, she's handling just these high-profile cases.
Well, she was. There was one instance where there may have been a couple instances where she defended people that were locked up in Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
But she's a public defender.
Yeah, she kind of just gets assigned to these things.
Yes. Like, does the GOP not believe in the Sixth Amendment anymore?
You
like
wanted
the right to an attorney?
You wanted to help people for free? As a public defender?
No,
you wanted to be overworked and underpaid?
It's not even that. It's just like you did your job as a public defender. Like, do they not believe in the Constitution or due process anymore? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just so funny. Like, due process is literally core to a democratic and free society.
Yeah.
Like, that it's so important that everybody's able to have representation in the court system. Do Republicans not like the Constitution anymore?
Just said poor people should not get representation. Poor people unequivocally should not get representation.
Gotta love that the GOP was just attempting to completely undermine attorney-client privilege.
That's
and, like, ethical legal counsel. Just for a gotcha moment.
Americans, how do you feel that she literally helped terrorists kill your fucking family?
There was also, this isn't included, I don't remember if this is Marsha Blackburn that asked it, but at one point some senator had framed her as saying that George Bush was like a war criminal or something.
Wow.
And apparently she had to like walk back the statement, but I think it was like out of context already. But I
but
really
it's
wish
like George Bush is a war criminal, so put me on the stand.
I think it was Lindsey Graham asking it because she was saying that like everyone that had voted for the war on terror was a war criminal or something like that. And then Lindsey Graham was saying some shit. It might not have been Lindsey Graham. I think it was, but he was saying some shit like, "So you think that we're all just war criminals?"
Yes,
then? I would have been like, "Yes, Senator,
1000% Senator for sure."
Exactly. It's so funny. Anyway, she was a public defender. Like, come on, like that. It was her job. Like,
she got assigned the case.
Yeah, what do you want her to do? Oh, okay. So just
instead of helping our veterans,
exactly.
My sister in Christ, you don't help the veterans.
My sister in Christ, you sent them to die.
Exactly. You're the ones voting for these wars. My sister in Christ, you're a war criminal.
My sister in Christ, you could close Guantanamo Bay.
Literally, I'm sure you voted against it.
Oh my God. Anyway, Republicans hate the Constitution now, I guess.
And they love torture.
And they love torture.
They love torture.
They love it. They love it. Anyway, let's get on to some media figures and their take on Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Specifically, America's #1 cable news pundit.
Our boy Tucker.
Friend of the show. Get me on there. I'll do the Glenn Greenwald grift. Just put me on Tucker's show.
Yeah, longtime supporter of Head in the Office. We're longtime supporters of his work, too.
Exactly. I love it. I tune in every week.
Just a great political pundit. I always give him an extra view every time he's on.
That's right.
But a few weeks ago, this was actually from a few weeks ago, he said that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson was not qualified and that he needed to see her LSAT score if he was going to decide if she was qualified or not.
I'm glad he gets to decide if she's qualified or not.
The
LSAT.
Uh-huh.
That's like, Jeremy, let me see your SAT score.
Right.
Jeremy, let me see your fucking, what was that test we had to take in like middle school?
Oh.
MIPS or some shit?
Yeah, something like that. The Michigan test. But okay, first of all, the LSAT is an admissions test to law school. Mm-hmm. You take it before you learn law.
Yeah.
So why does that matter? After she's been a judge or been working with the law for like, I don't know, like 30 years now?
Yeah.
20 years?
Now,
like, okay.
So to decide if she's really qualified, let me see your times tables.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you finish the multiplication times table in under 5 minutes?
Let me see every essay you wrote for 8th grade English literature class.
Let me see your 8th grade science fair project.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm sure there's tons of people that have scored poorly on the LSAT, got into law school, then just been fine lawyers or judges.
Fire lawyers. And there's plenty of people who fell off, plus ratio, plus young boy better, and did an amazing LSAT and just shit the bed.
That's like pulling up on your doctor and being like, I need to see your MCAT score before you do anything.
Before you operate on me, sir. What did you get on the MCAT? Are you a DO? Are you a MD? Did you go to a Caribbean med school? Right. What's the deal here?
I know you took the MCAT 40 years ago, but I need to see your score. I need to see it.
Exactly. I know you have your MD, PhD right now, but
now it's time to get on to a really good take.
Okay.
A very calculated, calm, collected, measured, not racist take from Charlie Kirk.
Oh, he's known for those.
Yeah.
So he's known for being not racist.
This one's a doozy. So people, if you're listening, control your impulses to turn off the show.
Oh, no.
Here we go. He said on his show, I don't remember what it's called, like America First or fucking whatever. He said, quote, Ketanji Brown Jackson is your country on CRT.
What?
KBJ, Ketanji Brown Jackson, is an embodiment of the tyranny that we currently live under. She's an ideological, unintelligent, yet confident fanatic who is so dismissive that you might even ask the question of what a woman is. What do you get when you start to platform and implement critical race theory into every corner of American society, in your corporation, in your schools? Your children and your grandchildren are going to have to take orders from people like her. And then he goes on. He says, and what's amazing is that she's kind of has an attitude too.
No, he did not.
Wait, we got more. She feels entitled to this position. Why wouldn't she? It's not like she got this position based on her qualifications. It's not like she was selected based on her qualifications. It's not like she was selected because of her amazing rulings. Of course not.
Dog, it's just another flavor of white replacement. That's literally what he did. He said, your grandchildren, they're gonna have to listen to black people. Can you fucking believe that?
Bro, it's so incredibly out of pocket.
He hit him with the annoying black woman stereotype. Literally just explicit racism. Just explicit out there mask off racism. Oh my God.
He said you're gonna have to take orders from people like her, and what's amazing is that she kind of has an attitude too.
She's the embodiment of CRT because she's black. Like, what the fuck?
So out of pocket. It's so bad, bro. Why? Like,
can you believe she didn't answer whether or not this baby was racist?
Right. Like, if I was going through a job interview and someone pulls up a kid's book and is like, "Is this baby racist?"
What do you think about this? What do you think about this?
I wouldn't know what to say either. I'd be perplexed.
And it's like, I love how they say that shit is indoctrination, and then they go out and drop the Tuttle twins, and just the Tuttle twins teach you about white nationalism. The Tuttle twins teach you about why America First really isn't a Nazi policy, and it's just a good thing.
Why you need to support all the working class people that are white. All the hard working class white Americans are the ones holding up this country.
The Tuttle twins teach you about the law and why you should follow it no matter what, unequivocally.
So I hope you appreciate Charlie Kirk's take, because I thought it was really intelligent, smart, good, if you will. Measured, like I said, he's just very honest political commentator,
level-headed, crazy.
He's got a normal face in proportion to his head.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect ratio of face to head size.
I can't believe he said she has an attitude. Like, it's just all like it's not even a micro. It's just a macroaggression.
Oh
like,
no, yeah, literally,
it's just all
straight up
all the racism.
Oh wow,
all the racism put into one comment. Anyways, I think we can almost round this out. But there's been one overriding theme that I think we need to talk about.
All right, and that is?
And that's the fact that if she is appointed, she shouldn't legislate from the bench. How do you feel about that?
She shouldn't legislate from the bench?
Shouldn't legislate. You're not a policymaker. You're just a judge.
That's not because that's how the Supreme Court's been run forever.
Yeah.
I think you and me and everyone who's been listening to the whole podcast just know that the Supreme Court never legislates from the bench. They never make political rulings, even though it's just a coincidence that whenever there's a conservative majority or liberal majority, liberal policies are upheld or conservative policies are upheld. It's just a coincidence. They're just interpreting the law.
Yeah, historically, they've never made policy decisions. They never said that segregation was legal. They didn't play a role in legalizing gay marriage. They didn't legalize abortion. None of that actually happened.
They've never really played a role in these political things, even though they upheld legislation which is explicitly political.
They've always been an apolitical body.
Always been incredibly neutral.
Very just centrist understanding.
They're
perfectly calculated.
They're really good at just pushing their own personal political feelings to the side, especially when their wife is a fucking conservative activist. That's right, baby. We're going to be talking about Virginia Thomas.
Oh.
Clarence Thomas's wife.
Are we going to be talking about Virginia Thomas?
She's in some deep water right now.
She's in some really deep water because there could be some potential election crime news.
Maybe.
Not clickbait. Potentially. So Virginia Thomas, wife of Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court judge. Lots of Supreme Court discussion here. Today.
That's the whole episode, the theme right here.
She reportedly urged former chief of staff under Donald Trump, Mark Meadows, to overturn the 2020 election.
Multiple times. Many fucking texts.
Explicitly.
Oh, yeah. She said, There
were apparently 20-some texts sent between Virginia Thomas and Mark Meadows regarding how the election was stolen, how she wants them to overturn it, and how he just needs to do something to save America.
Just straight QAnon shit.
Exactly. So on November 10th, right after the election and right after news organizations started to declare Biden the victor of the election, she texted him saying, quote, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader. With him who is standing for America's constitutional governance at the precipice. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history." Actually, the majority voted for Biden. Crazy enough.
Wild how he won the popular vote. But okay, go off, Queen.
By millions, by the way.
Go off, Queen. Whatever. All right. I bet you got a really good LSAT score.
Oh, yeah. Show me your LSAT score.
I bet Virginia Thomas had a fire LSAT score, way higher
and
than Ketanji.
A note here is that Virginia Thomas is actually a conservative activist.
Oh, yeah,
if you can fathom such a thing.
Oh, she is so much of a conservative activist that she has started not one, but two fucking like conservative consulting firms. And she used to work for the Heritage Foundation.
Uh-huh.
Insane. She started Liberty Central, which she had to leave because while she was at Liberty Central, like after she started it, Thomas was when they were handling the Citizens United decision. Notoriously a really good Supreme Court decision, right? And while Thomas was handling Citizens United, her firm, Liberty Central, which she founded and owned, received a $500,000 anonymous donation, which we later found out was from a conservative mega donor.
Oh
Crazy,
my God.
right? And so at the time, Thomas was under like a lot of fire because he didn't recuse himself from the thing, which he absolutely should have.
Which he won't.
Which he never will, ever. Ever, right? And so then after that, she left Liberty Central and she started Liberty Consulting, just explicitly to consult. You know what I mean? Or just conservative shit. And once they started it, the same dude who donated the $500,000, I'm sure because he was very happy with Citizens United, went and had a fundraiser for her at his fucking home for Liberty Consulting.
I love just straight up political corruption.
I know, and it's like on record that she's a fucking like demon when it comes
is.
to reaching out to like freshman conservatives, to new people in the House. I read this one like insider article from 2011 talking about how of the 99 new like conservative freshmen or some shit, she emailed every single one of them multiple times trying to set up meetings.
Bro, it's just explicit political corruption.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to have a direct tie with the Supreme Court justice and also just be straight up interfering with elections?
No, literally, she has unfettered access to one of the most powerful people in the fucking land.
Yeah.
And she's doing all this.
And they keep claiming that Clarence Thomas and his wife, Virginia Thomas, like, they don't talk about work together. They are, completely separate. But
really.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no way in knowing that that's true. And also, just given their previous behavior, it seems like that isn't true. Like, come on.
Crazy how these things just line up.
I mean, Clarence Thomas is already a fucking demon.
He's
but
horrible.
Like, he's already like the farthest right Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court. But like, it doesn't help that she's also just advocating to overturn an election when cases about January 6th and the election will be coming to the Supreme Court and already have.
Very soon. Very soon.
Gotta absolutely
love it so
that.
much. I love just unfettered access to these politicians because you know, if my girlfriend was a Supreme Court justice, right? They'd be on my ass. They'd be slandering her for this pod for the things I say on here.
Exactly.
It'd be ridiculous. She'd be kicked off the court. She'd never be nominated. 99-1 votes to not nominate her. It'd be ridiculous.
Exactly. The only one voting for it would be Chuck Grassley because he wouldn't know where he is. That's it. Because he's a bag of bones.
So true. So true.
No, but like that's the thing is like political discourse and like how we grade people's political behavior is so skewed in this country. Right wingers all the time are just completely graded on a curve.
Oh my God, I know.
Donald Trump would just say some like explicitly racist shit.
Yeah.
He would tell the squad to go back to their home country. And then so many conservatives would be like, he's not racist. Where is he racist?
Where is he racist? Where's the racism? Literally calling Ilhan Omar the jihad squad.
Yeah.
Where's the racism?
Yeah.
Where is it?
And then Joe Biden will say some racist shit. And because, we're good faith actors and we call people out when we're supposed to, we acknowledge both circumstances.
As being racist and
but
bad.
The right only ever acknowledges when people against them say bad things.
Oh my God, no, literally, Joe Biden will say his thing and they'll pull up the clips from like the 90s, which are totally fucking valid, by the way.
Exactly.
And they'll be like, see guys, Democrats are the real racists.
Right. But then you can't pull up clips of Trump when he said that he wouldn't trust a black person to count his money.
And then Steven Crowder makes a fucking KKK skit where he dons the robes.
Like 2 months ago.
They say, guys, it's just humor. It's just dark comedy.
Yeah, you guys.
But Democrats are the real racists.
Yeah, Democrats are the real racists. But Steven Crowder can get away with dressing up as a member of the KKK and trying to downplay and minimize the harm done by that
Steven
group.
Crowder he gets away with so fucking much. It's ridiculous. You remember that one like shit that went viral? Where I don't know the context, but he was talking about like, oh, black people in their Hennessy trees, and then he put on just an insane black scent. That's not racist, though.
No,
that's not racist. It's the Democrats.
Yeah, dude literally does get away with a lot. He gets away with just going to ambush college students because he can't ambush union workers anymore because he got fucking rocked last time he did that. But he'll just go ambush like 19-year-olds that just got to college that are like med students that don't know anything about politics.
No, literally,
and they'd be like, wow, wow, I just owned a 19-year-old teenage girl who probably woke up like 3 hours ago.
He'll assault like a well-meaning fucking like STEM kid who's taken maybe one lower level sociology class in their entire college course and got like a 2.5 in it. You know what I mean? And just say they're completely representative of the entire left. That dude is fucking insane. Do you remember during the George Floyd protests, there's this one video where he went up to this guy who was like painting a street mural on like a boarded up window or something. He's like, "Hey, do you got a permit for this?"
Such a nerd. Such a nerd.
He said, "But do you have a permit for this? Like, do you have written permission from the business owner to be painting this mural?" After, of course, he didn't answer the questions how Steven wanted him to, and he was owning him in the debate. And then the like city council dude came by and he's like, "Yeah, no, he has permission from the city to be doing this." And he's like, "I'm gonna call the police."
What was the race of the dude doing the graffiti?
Black,
of course.
Black.
Okay,
and then he started like walking away, and he's like, "I think he's gonna like beat me up. I'm really just scared." Like.
It's just explicit racism.
I know. I don't. How does this dude have a following?
This dude is just doing basic artwork that has been condoned by the city.
I'm like a boarded up window too. Like nobody's gonna give a shit.
He says, "I fear for my life."
This is making.
Steven Crowder intentionally puts himself into situations where someone has every right to beat his ass.
Exactly.
The person has no intention to, though, and he still says, "I feel threatened.
I'm so scared right now. I'm gonna call the police on you."
Yeah.
Dude, it's oh god, I hate that guy so much.
I love
him. That's right. I love Steven Crowder. I love Change My Mind.
The goal one day is for Head in the Office to get a clip on Steven Crowder's show.
I'd be so excited, dude. I'd be so happy if one of our TikToks landed on Ben Shapiro's show.
Oh my god, bro!
I'd cream myself.
If I ever saw Steven Crowder on my college campus,
walk around,
it doesn't matter what he's talking about.
I'd walk to that table bricked. I swear to God, I'd be in there.
I would do the most indefensible shit to that man. I would. Oh my goodness, bro! I hope he's on my college campus one day.
That dude better pull up to MSU. I will skip my class. I will skip an exam just to talk to this dude.
Oh my god, he's an absolutely great, honest political commentator.
I know.
One of the greats, honestly.
So much.
Anyways, moving on with this Virginia Thomas story. Another text that she said, or that she sent to Mark Meadows, says on November 19th.
Okay.
Can't speak after talking about Steven Crowder. She wrote that, quote, "Mark, don't want to wake you. Sounds like Sidney Powell, of course. That's who she's talking about.
The Kraken.
Sounds like Sidney Powell and her team are getting inundated with evidence of fraud.
Oh, ow.
Make a plan. Release the Kraken and save us from the left taking down America." Just another instance of them thinking that the left is much more powerful than we really are.
Like she is in a position of power, and she's using just the QAnon. Literally release the Kraken. Like
QAnon, yeah.
You're an attorney. Like at least what Sidney Powell was doing, I can recognize as a fucking grift. If it wasn't a grift, I honestly just I'd think my brain would melt. But hearing this, I just can't comprehend that somebody who went to law school, who is a fucking attorney, who's like successful, can just actually believe these things. You know what I mean? Oh my god.
This is just the peak of conservative activism. It's
Literally.
just this nonsense. Release the Kraken. There was no Kraken. The Kraken was made of paper mache.
She literally
apparently
lied. I'm pretty sure she's being sued. Like, oh my goodness.
And then as things began unwinding for Donald Trump, and it was very clear that he was about to lose and be ousted as president, he wasn't going to be able to keep his position.
Yeah.
She basically sent a meme from Parler to this dude. And then she said, quote, "If you all cave to the elites, you have to know that many of your 73 million feel like what Glenn is expressing." And I think not Glenn Greenwald. It's Glenn something else. Some
Glenn
political
Youngkin?
Commentator. No, not Glenn Youngkin. Some other political commentator that's in the meme. And it's just funny that she says elites because, like, she's the elite.
Yeah, that's
Like,
another point that I wanted to
elite.
get into. Her husband is the elite of the elites. He's the highest court in the land.
Her husband's one of the most powerful people in the country.
Insane. They are the elites. I love it when they just lie.
Yeah, bro. Virginia Thomas just really a working class hero.
For real.
Really just defending the rights of the working class. She's not an elite or anything.
Maybe we should hire Liberty Consulting to help us get the pot off the ground.
She doesn't have unfettered access to several Supreme Court justices and probably a plethora of politicians.
It's just like, Yeah, no, she's friends
she's literally
with so
the
many.
swamp. She is the swamp.
Yeah.
She's a swamp
That's
monster.
the thing. And it's just so funny how she started a fucking lobbying firm. Like you don't think she's putting in overtime work at night? You know what I mean? You don't think she's there every night just in bed like, hey, so what's the deal with this case, huh?
Yeah, she probably single-handedly stopped the $15 minimum wage and also probably wrote the Don't Say Gay bill and the Stop Woke Act that's in Florida right now. She probably wrote all the anti-abortion bills.
All the lines lead back to her.
Yeah, exactly. And then anyway, based on the tweet that I just read, the text that I just read, she started saying that people feel disenchanted with politics and are going to walk away. And she said, quote, "I think I'm done with politics. I don't think I'm alone, Mark."
You're not. I'm done after all this. I can't anymore.
I'm gonna quit.
She successfully got me out of the left now.
And then she said, she followed up and she triple texted this man.
Oh no.
And she said, quote, "I can't see Americans swallowing this obvious fraud. Just going with one more thing with no frickin' consequences. The whole coup and now this. Now we just have to cave to people wanting Biden to be anointed. Many of us can't continue with the GOP charade."
Y'all,
where else are you gonna go?
Y'all, if there's anything that we want you to take away from this episode, it's that our elected officials and the people surrounding them are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, they are no smarter than the average person. Like, oh my goodness, dude, it's ridiculous.
My brother in Christ, you could change this. It's just, they have such a victim complex. It's so funny. It's so funny.
They think they're being persecuted.
I know.
She is literally just insulated from pretty much anything. Like, just by being in proximity to all these figures in power. She's insulated from any real form of oppression. I'm sure she faces a little bit of misogyny here and there just by virtue of being a woman, but like...
And also being in, right-wing circles.
Yeah, exactly. So... But she doesn't believe that. Like, she doesn't give a shit by the fact that she's a conservative consultant and she's just fucking in there.
She will never struggle ever again in her life if she ever has. No. Like, there will never be any amount of struggle that she faces unless they, like, put her in jail. That's insane.
The only struggle that she will face is looking into the face of the people who she has directly hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing that America is most tolerant of is literally just political corruption. Like, we're not tolerant of other races, of other cultures, of other people, but political corruption, we can take that shit all day long.
Corruption, that's fine. Fucking racism, we love that. Racism, unless it's from a Democrat, that's pretty cool. Pretty much any form of bigotry is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can clip me on that
that's
one.
The American. That wasn't sarcasm. That's the American way.
that wasn't out of. You could clip that. It won't be out of context.
They're about to take our microphones away after that one.
Shit.
The last text we have here was sent a few days after the riot at the Capitol on January 6th. Okay. And she said, quote, "We are living through what feels like the end of America. Wow. Most of us are disgusted with the vice president and are in listening mode to see where to fight with our teams. Those who attack the Capitol are not representative of our great teams of patriots for Donald Trump. Amazing times, the end of liberty." I love the copium.
Virginia Town is just a fucking doomer. Just absolutely
just a goober. Just an absolute goober,
That's
too.
Crazy. And she just be posting.
That's like some nerd shit, dog.
I love to think that Mark Meadows is just fed up getting these texts. Like, he's also a fucking demon. I hate that guy, too. But, like, this is just annoying. Like, oh my god.
Like, leave me alone.
I'm sure he was sitting there just oh my god. Again.
Probably saying some foul shit that we can't repeat.
He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, bro. Imagine all of the texts from, like, wives and husbands of political actors that he was getting.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm sure he knows all of them. And he just has to deal with all of their families just going after him and being like, you need to fix this for Donald Trump.
That's
and he's
insane.
like, bro, I just work here.
That's probably the hardest his job has ever been. Is just dealing with all these annoying motherfuckers.
It's like if you're a teacher at a school and you start getting calls from parents, but times that by like every person in the country.
Oh no.
You're just dealing with the most putrid shit. But for Mark Meadows, he asked for it. So
that's true. That's true. He deserved every bit of what was coming.
My brother in Christ,
more.
You're the chief of staff.
You didn't have to take the position.
Anyways, that copium is great. Like, inject that shit into my veins.
It is.
Bro.
I'm
so
honestly
good.
just high off it right now.
I am high off
my
the
brain
copium.
is melting. It's like I just did 30 whippets. You know what I mean?
Like when we say that conservatives are the triggered snowflakes nowadays, it's just true.
It's there. Like, yeah, you've got your Twitter liberals and your Twitter leftists who are annoying.
Omni-liberal, of course.
I feel like every single conservative is just triggered all the fucking time.
I know.
It's ridiculous. And I love flipping the narrative.
Bro, they get so mad about everything. Like Ketanji Brown Jackson says, like, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, just understands that gender is a loaded concept, and they go crazy.
Buck wild.
Charlie Kirk says she has an attitude that I can't bend to people like her.
Oh my
like, bro,
God.
come on. Gets so mad.
God.
Anyways, you may be asking, why is this all a problem? Why does it all matter?
Yeah.
Well, there's clearly a conflict of interest because, Clarence Thomas, one of the most powerful people in the country, justice on the Supreme Court. And there also may be cases coming to the Supreme Court at some point in the future regarding January 6th. And if Virginia Thomas has anything to do with January 6th and is trying to cover it up, then he could vote to make it so his wife doesn't get exposed.
Crazy. He could continue to hide information like he has done in the past because he got exposed a while ago, I think in 2011, for hiding 13 years worth of financial information, financial donations that were donated to Liberty Central. And he had to go back and amend all of them to include the names of everybody who donated. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
I love just straight up political corruption.
I love the Supreme Court.
And
it is my favorite political body.
It's just so far removed from our ability to impact it. Like the only way we can do anything about it is talking our shit. Yeah. And then we talk our shit, and then people like Steven Crowder say the left is taking over America.
Yeah, like I'm just posting, dog.
My brother in Christ, we have a podcast.
I know. We have 650 listeners, like 10K on TikTok. That's it.
There's no giant left podcast other than I don't know, Chapo Trap House,
Chapo, Hassan, Come Town. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Truanon.
And which of us are in actual positions of power?
Yeah.
Nobody.
We're just posting.
Nobody.
We're just posting.
You got maybe some city officials that say they're socialist, but what are they they're getting outvoted on everything.
Exactly. They're
God bless their souls.
There.
May Allah be with you.
We're going long on the investment with them. We are.
But I think that sums it up.
That wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed all that Supreme Court slander. And we got to give a special thanks to our patrons.
We got to give a special thanks to our patrons.
Naturally.
So special thanks to Cricket Scrapbook Layouts, Nikki Nine Lives, Caden Kraut, Terrence Nicholson, Chris the Postman, Christy Beck, Thalia Katz, 40% Spite, Omar Zuno, Mike Chaplinsky, Mattias T, John G, The B-Plot, Clayton LaFour, Ash Fairblood, Mark Yeager, Sarah McRoberts, Derek Messina, and my mom. Thank you all for supporting the show on Patreon. If you want to join that list, what should they do if they want to join that list?
Just click the link, and literally everywhere where the podcast is, any of our socials, head on over to the Patreon, and do your thing.
Become a patron. You can join the list. You can get access to the episodes early. We're actually recording on Sunday this time.
That's right. We're here. In the summer, we can actually bring more content because we won't be just absolutely inundated with schoolwork.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah. Is that when summer's coming around pretty soon, if we can make it.
That's a big if. If we can, if nuclear winter doesn't precede actual winter, then maybe.
Right. All things being controlled, holding all things constant right now, we got some more content coming up.
I feel like we might actually want to, invest in the Hiddo book club and read that Hillary Clinton book. I feel like that'd be fun. I feel like it'd be funny.
Hiddo book club, reading the Hillary Clinton book, getting called Tankies. We could read all those children books that conservatives have come up with.
I want to so bad. The Tuttle Twins, it's an actual book series.
That would be a lot of fun. Maybe some lives, some TikTok lives, some live streams. That could be fun.
We'll get it going. We'll get it popping. Tell all your friends.
Exactly. And that's why you got to get your friends on the Patreon now, because you'll be the original supporters and we'll remember you going forward.
Exactly. And then we don't want all that fun extra content to end in the summer. So if we can just get a massive surge of patrons and I could drop out, that would be fantastic, honestly.
Somebody also asked about a Discord recently. I can't remember where that comment was.
Fuck, you're right.
I think it was on Twitter.
I saw it in passing somewhere. Yes, it was a reply on Twitter. We should probably reply to that. If there's enough interest, then I'm down 100% to start a Discord. I just don't know how any of that works.
It could be 4 people.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we gotta start somewhere with the
community.
Exactly.
We start small.
But if there's interest in a Discord, we can make it a quick Patreon benefit.
I'm down. You can literally hit us up anywhere just to show interest, do anything. Maybe we'll tweet about it.
Start some political discourse. Just put a channel or whatever on Discord that's just for the most disgusting
hot
takes you can think of.
Steamy takes.
And then we'll just lay the ban hammer down on whoever we want to silence. Put power in my hands.
Exactly.
And we can combat Elon Musk trying to protect free speech because we're anti-free speech.
Oh my God, that fucking Twitter post he made, the poll. It was like, do you think Twitter? It was like, free speech is essential to the function of a democracy. Do you think Twitter upholds these values? And of course, all his followers said no.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's a statistically representative sample right
there.
there.
Exactly. All of Elon Musk followers, they're not biased at all. But I saw a post on the r/conservative subreddit that reposted that tweet and said, kind of scary that 600,000 people voted yes, isn't it? That subreddit, I'm telling y'all, it's a gold mine. If you're on Patreon and you're listening to this when it drops, people that posted on the fucking Instagram story today, just the shit post, it's insane. The memes popping off.
We need to like infiltrate the conservative subreddit. That'd be fun.
Dude, you could...
That could be alive too, just reading conservative posts.
It's so funny. I saw this one where they had to have been a kid. Like, I'm convinced it had to have been a kid. It was like, I need help with my leftist mom.
A literal child.
It had to have. I need help dealing with my leftist mom. What should I do? I've always known that we've had disagreements, but recently it's just gotten too much. I can't even look at her anymore.
Oh my God.
I know. And then he said, we were talking about the Leah Thomas situation. She said that it's okay. And she also said that hormone blockers are okay. Can you fucking believe that? You don't fuck with kids. I can't even look at her anymore. What do I do? And he described her as a radical leftist. My brother, she's just a liberal.
You know what my prescription would be?
Yeah.
Go get some bitches and touch some grass.
No,
dog.
literally.
Go outside.
Get some bitches. Talk to a woman that's not your mother.
Join a sports team.
Stop being 13 years old.
Yeah.
That might help. Just wait it out a little bit before you start posting this shit on the internet.
And listen to some Head in the Office too.
Facts.
That's what I could recommend.
I should have got in there and replied, but you can't on a lot of them because they limit who can reply to like most of their posts by flared users.
They're censoring free speech
because they don't want like people coming in and arguing with them. And then they complain about how the politics subreddit is filled with liberals.
Oh my God. And then they also complain about how liberals want safe spaces on college campuses because they just don't want to be called
exactly,
slurs.
Bro. Because conservatives love making up their own problems and then blaming liberals for it.
Bro, that's the conservative ideology right there.
Right there, baby. That is what it means to be reactionary.
Gotta absolutely love that. Anyways, thank you all for listening to the episode. We'll see you next week.
Have a good week.